For years, the Pro ATV Motocross pack has been waiting for young talent Joel Hetrick to come into his own and challenge for championships. That time might be now. At our last race, veterans like John Natale crashed out, while Hetrick dominated the first moto. But then in Moto 2, the challenge everyone was waiting for. Defending series champion Chad Wienen going for the win and battling past Hetrick to take the lead. But this time the kid didn't back down, and this late move, daringly on the outside, allowed him to outduel the champ for the overall. What's next for Hetrick? High Point, coming up next. Well, this is set to be a big one in more ways than one. The 2015 Mountain Dew ATV National Motocross Championship has come to High Point Raceway for the annual ATV Stampede. It's one of the longest running events in this championship, and this very challenging and familiar track could not have come at a better time in the schedule. A real championship fight in our hands in the pro class. See our amateurs and youth riders out there right now taking to the course. The famous uphill left-hand turn. Here's Bradshaw Boulevard with a series of jumps and obstacles. Riders headed down to a local radio station. Thomas Brown on the left, Chad Wienen in the middle, Jeff Rastrelli on the right promoting this thing. The vending area just getting open now as our pro riders are getting prepared for their race. And here's the story. Joel Hetrick won the last race, went 1-1. He wants to take the points lead today. Thomas Brown and the rest of the riders going through tech inspection for sound. There's Josh Upperman. Comes from not too far from here in Ohio, wants to run up front on the number 20. Usually pulls good starts. A little bit of rain here. That's typical for High Point. John Natale, Pennsylvania native, crashed out of our last race. Will be back with a vengeance today. Ronnie Higgerson, Casey Martin, Cody Jansen, all getting ready for today's race. Brett Music here is a West Virginia native. He'll have some people on his side, but all eyes on this rider, Pennsylvania's own Joel Hetrick.
Coming off the win at Muddy Creek, I'm super pumped to be here at High Point. I actually won here last year, so it's going to be a good weekend, I hope. You know, the track looks like it's hard-packed and kind of my favorite track, so go out here and rip it up. In between the Muddy Creek and High Point, I've been riding as much as I could. I think I rode 7 days. I trained 6, and I'm looking to take that red plate away from Chad this round. We're 4 points away, so it's just a matter of time. Hopefully we can get a 1-1 here and do it.
Well, that's the confidence that comes with that win, but it's hard to shake the champion, who, of course, has won this title the last 3 years. He's been through worse and come out better than a simple second-place finish at our last event. Let's check back in with Chad Wienen.
So we're here at High Point, round 5 for us to be in the pros. Had a good couple weeks off there at home, and just really didn't change up anything. Just doing my same schedule, just really putting in the work, really trying to clean up on the starts, and then coming into this round, points gap is Joel had a really good round last round, went 1-1, and I come in the second spot with the 2-2, but this weekend's a new weekend. Really got to focus on hitting my marks and getting out of that gate. Never been able to win here at High Point, so just really focusing on getting in good clean laps and just really making it happen and see what kind of result we can come out with. Be good to come out with 1-1 and get those points back that I lost last weekend.
So those two seem to be the title favorites, but there is a spoiler. Do not rule out Thomas Brown, also a Yamaha rider like Wienen, and he's always up for a race win.
Left Muddy Creek with a 3rd place. I was pretty pumped to be up on the box every day. Every day on the box is it's a good day, but not so happy with my speed. Joel and Chad were on a different level, and I need to find that level. So with Texas had all the chances of rain and ended up flooding out the whole state. We stayed up in PA and got a lot of riding in. I rode out 9 out of 10 days, both with Josh Upperman and Joel Hetrick. Both guys were let me come to their normal training facilities and ride while I was on the road. So it's great of those guys, but I'm looking here to be up battling for wins, not just up on the podium. So hopefully a good weekend here at High Point, and hopefully battling for a win come into the second Moto Sunday.
I can tell you with that fro, he's already won in the hair department. Riders meeting taking place right now. We're about to roll them out for qualifying right after this. Racer TV is brought to you by Mountain Dew, by Rocky Mountain ATV MC, and by Amsoil. Let's get the qualifiers underway here at the ATV Stampede. Round 5 of the Mountain Dew Pro ATV Motocross Championship sanctioned by MA Pro Racing. We let the fastest riders in the world go out there and unleash themselves on this track, put down the fastest laps they can. It's also practice as well, so it's a time to learn the course and dial in your machine, but these guys start nailing the jumps and getting up to speed almost instantly. Joel Hetrick demonstrating there on his corrosion-backed Honda. Here's Chad Wienen on the Wienen Motorsports Walsh Racecraft machine. That's a real famous section, those downhill turning roller doubles. Been here forever at High Point. This stuff is relatively new. They've added a lot of the jumps to this facility. Look at that uphill triple. And yeah, these four-wheelers can fly. Very impressive. Jeff Rostrelli getting over the top. That's Josh Upperman on the 20. We mentioned this guy, Ronnie Higgerson, on the 665. Give him a good start. He can run up front today. Hey, Nick Janusa is number 15, representing the Garden State of New Jersey. There's our Suzuki man. Man, these guys are really styling over the jumps today. Silas Lammons representing that LTZ 450. And now we're on board with Hetrick, and it was a fast ride because he was your ATVRiders.com fastest qualifier in the first session, right in front of Wienen and Upperman. No surprise to see those three up there. And then qualifier number 2, guess what? Hetrick fastest again, Wienen and Upperman second and third. So Hetrick has his typical speed. We'll see if he can deliver it in both motos. Of course, that's always the challenge for younger riders. This rider, Jeffrey Rostrelli, coming on strong, coming into his own, so to speak, this year, learning the consistency game. Let's catch up with the young man from Florida.
After the last race, I really put in the work. Me and Vitel Casanave put in a lot of work on the bike, off the bike, doing a lot of bike riding and CrossFit workout and a lot of motos, a lot of time on the bike. So everything's looking really good for this weekend. I kind of believe I feel better than I have all year. So hopefully come out here. I did pretty well here last year. So hopefully come out with a podium and close that gap for third in points.
Yeah, the young guys like Rostrelli and Hetrick, they've been working on the consistency part. We're going to find out if it works. We're racing after this. Racer TV is brought to you by Mountain Dew, by Rocky Mountain ATV MC, and by Amsoil. Welcome back to High Point Raceway, about an hour south of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I'm your host, Jason Wygant, and I've done plenty of bench racing and talking about Mountain Dew ATV Motocross. Now let's actually race it. On board here, Rocky Mountain ATV MC Cam with Jeff Rostrelli. Rostrelli getting pelted by rocks. Looks like the whole shot's going to go to one of the Yamaha men. That's Chad Wienen, a rare hole shot from him. But you heard him say at the top of the show they were going to work on cleaning up the starts, and it has worked. Joe Bird here, the number 7 in front of Rostrelli. I think you're seeing Thomas Brown and Joel Hetrick inside the top 3. And Hetrick trying to go to work on the champ. Big change in the course around this section. And it still goes up and down the hills like always, but it's a little tighter and twistier, I feel. And a nice rhythm lane here. Really hard to clear that last jump. Look at this. Hetrick all over Wienen as we go back uphill. It's the far side of the track. Fans can't see too much action back here. They're going to come back down and hook onto the start straight. Not too far from here, Upperman, he's in a battle now with Bird and Rostrelli. Look at this. Hetrick is giving Wienen all he can handle now past the finish line. And here's when they hook back onto that start line area. So good to see these two go mano a mano. And look at the third place rider, Thomas Brown, right there with him. Now the tunnel jump and these famous turning doubles, and they head back downhill. You can't pressure Wienen into a mistake. He's been at this game far too long, and he's won far too many races. So Hetrick, he'll probably be comfortable running back there, hoping that something will happen, but he might have to turn it up and get aggressive if he wants to actually get the lead. But a lot of racing left here in this one. Different lines for Hetrick. Entered that corner on the outside where Wienen went to the inside. And this track is primo right now. A little bit of overcast weather, so it's not drying out. That means they don't have to soak it early in the day as well, so you can't ask for anything better than this. This little S-turn will lead them back to Bradshaw Boulevard. Nice line on the inside. Hetrick trying to get the measure of your leader. Meanwhile, Upperman trying to do the same thing with Bird. Who's going to hold it on into this left-hander? Looks like Upperman got the better of Bird while Hetrick is trying everything. He gets to the inside. Oh, can't quite get around Wienen. Big bump on the inside. Hetrick able to shrug it off and stay right there on the rear wheels of Wienen. And they've pulled away a bit from Brown. Brown on the Moto Experts backed Yamaha. Wienen on the Wienen Motorsports Walsh SSI Yamaha. And Corrosion Specialties. And, of course, Hetrick Racing backing Joel Hetrick. And this is what the fans at High Point wanted to see. First and second in points. First and second in this race and going at it. And Hetrick has a shot at taking the points lead today, but he's got to beat Wienen to do it. Oh, man, showing him wheels in every corner. But like I said, Wienen not one prone to making mistakes. He's a veteran now. I'd say earlier in the career he would just turn it up to 11 if he had to get away, and sometimes that cost him, but Wienen knows how to do it right. Moto in, moto out these days. We hook back up to Rastrelli and Upperman now. We saw Upperman make the pass. Oh, on Bird. Little mistake there. As the battle continues to rage up front. This time an inside line. Headed to the uphill triple, and Hetrick goes to the lead. Great racing here at High Point. Racer TV is brought to you by Mountain Dew. By Rocky Mountain ATV MC. And by Amsoil. Joel Hetrick almost throwing it away. See the fans waving the caps on the side of the track. The Pennsylvania native has taken the lead from Chad Wienen. He's also pulling away, but man, a couple of big mistakes there. Heart-stopping moments. A little bit further back, you've got Josh Upperman trying to get Jeff Rastrelli. Rastrelli makes a mistake. Upperman almost into the back. It's a fight for fourth with Thomas Brown all by himself in third. Back on board with Upperman. Mistake by Rastrelli, and he's by. And I'm not sure if that was maybe a mechanical problem for Rastrelli. He lost all speed. And also Hetrick here has lost Wienen. He is gone. Hetrick opening it up on the champ. That's not something you expect to see. However, speed has really never been the issue for Hetrick. He has been a phenom in this sport for a long time, back to the mini ATV days. However, consistency has been the issue. Can he do it moto in and moto out? He's taking huge chances out here, but something seems different as of late with the young man from Pennsylvania. He has absolutely checked out. About a 10-second lead on Wienen. Listen to the crowd saluting this effort. Now, Hetrick actually got the SSI decals hole shot. Wienen made a quick pass on him. Did a good job leading about half of it. But just doesn't have any answers for Hetrick at the moment. Well, how about Joe Bird? The veteran hanging strong. He's got Janusa right behind him on the 15. That's going to go down to the wire. Hetrick leading Wienen and Brown. Upperman on the Root River Racing machine. Fourth, fifth is Rastrelli on the Cheerwine JV Racing Can-Am, and the win goes to Hetrick. He's going to close right in on Wienen in the points with this one. Look, this is a legitimate gap, and Wienen was riding well. So Hetrick will get to thank his fans and sponsors on the podium, and it's time to re-rack them for Moto 2. That's the tradition of motocross, be it four wheels or two. You got to be consistent over two motos. That is where Wienen has made his money the last couple of years. Like I said, Hetrick was darn fast on that 88 in Moto 1, but a couple of big moments as well. We'll see if he can hang on. Jeff Rastrelli again with the Rocky Mountain ATV MC on board. Oh, Hetrick just able to edge out Wienen for the SSI decals. Hole shot. Upperman Hang on to that thing. Oh. Does that sound painful to you, just being pelted by Roost? Upperman with a bad start. That's not what we normally see from him. He's got work to do, and so does Wienen. He doesn't want to let the kid get away this time. This would be especially big. Hetrick is now just 1 point behind Wienen in the series standing, so if he wins this one, he could leave here with the red backgrounds on his number plate as the series leader. And it wasn't that long ago, round 2, that Wienen was not the points leader. John Natale won our opener. And Wienen, in a show of confidence, actually had red number plate backgrounds under his numbers that day. And then when he won round 2 in Georgia, he pulled the blue backgrounds off to reveal the red. That's the confidence that comes from being champion. But Hetrick is playing the mind games right now. Wants to hang 4 straight moto wins on Wienen, but look at the champion. He gets around him. I was just mentioning how he was staying close, keeping the heat on, and now he's made the pass. Oh, you got to respect what Wienen's able to do. It's a rematch of Moto 1 now as Hetrick tries to find an opening. And honestly, it's very similar to our last second Moto. Oh, they almost come together. Oh, I thought a crash was coming for sure. Hetrick trying to battle downhill. He's going to be the outside here. That's not going to work. Or is it? Now he's on the inside, the next corner. Hits that bump. Gets the lead away from Wienen. And the fans are going crazy. What action here at High Point. And somehow Hetrick has secured it. Oh, another mistake, and he opens the door for Wienen again. And those little mistakes at this pace have been the difference. A few times I thought Hetrick was in big trouble. He really was that time, and he lost the lead. Wienen able to come back. This is just such a great fight. And so much on the line. They are battling each other today, and you know they're going to be in it for the long haul in the title fight. Oh, it's going to be a fantastic finish. Rastrelli, we're on board with him. Bad start for him. He's got a lot of work to do. He's tangled up with Higgerson. Chaos here. Racer TV is brought to you by Mountain Dew, by Rocky Mountain ATV MC, and by Amsoil. Welcome back to High Point. You just saw that big crash from Jeff Rastrelli as we went to break, and it shows you how quickly this High Point track can bite you, especially at this pace. Chad Wienen up front, Joel Hetrick in second. They are pushing it about as hard as we have ever seen two riders go. There's only a 3-point difference between a moto win and a second in one of these. This is so much more important than this. This is the battle of who's going to be the man in this series right now. And Hetrick finds a line on the inside. He doesn't lift, and he gets the lead back. What's this, 3 times they passed each other in this sensational moto? Now again, can Hetrick be smooth through here? Yes, this time he nails the corner. He bobbled earlier, and that allowed Wienen to get him. A little bit further back, Upperman, Bird, and Higgerson come together, and, well, I mean come together. They were full on lock. Wow, and Janusa right there now as well. Great racing. And somewhere between this battle with the leaders and that fight you just saw, third place, again, Thomas Brown. He has been in that no man's land the last couple of weeks. Faster than everybody, not named Chad or Joel. And again, podiums are good, but the proud young man out of Texas wants more. It's going to be hard for anyone, though, to get wins if Hetrick keeps riding like this. And the speed is just crazy, and he has gotten away from Wienen again. Oh, Upperman barely made that jump, and the mistake was enough for Bird to sneak inside. That's going to push him back to 6th, and we are on the last lap. 1 to go. A masterful performance by Hetrick. Wienen gave it everything he had, but the kid has gotten away from him down the stretch. Upperman! Oh, that jump claimed him the previous lap, and now completely down and out. This has been one of the craziest races I've seen in a long time. I hope Upperman's okay. Hetrick certainly is. For the second straight week, he's going to go 1-1 and do it in a straight-up fight with a champion, and now he is your points leader. Hetrick dominates High Point. Wienen much closer this time. He is motivated for sure. And Upperman recovers for 6th in this moto. That's 4th overall for the day. Let's talk to our winners.
Moto 1 came out with 2nd on the whole shot, battled with Chad for a while, got around him on the 4th lap, I think. Pulled a decent lead, 2nd moto, ripped the whole shot. 1st lap made a mistake, I regrouped and got back on him and put a hard charge, made a pass. Got the 1-1 today, got the points lead, I think by 2 points. So, I'm super happy to, pull this lead and be out in front. And hopefully at Indiana, the new track, and do it again.
Joel got by me, but man, he's rolling today, and it elevated me riding-wise. And once I kind of got my composure, we started to put a little charge on it at the first moto, and then second moto came out 2nd behind him, and 1st lap he made a little mistake, and I got by him right before the finish line, and just put my head down, and I just tried to put off nice clean motos. Really didn't make any mistakes, but man, he was on rails today, and big hats off to him, and also my team, Wienen Motorsports, and man, guys from Max's Tires, Fox Shocks, Maximum Racing Oil, Cherubies, and Fly Gear. Thank you.
Came out starting not so good, a few places behind them, and time I got into 3rd, they were gone. And I think I picked some pace up about midway and found some new lines and kept the gap a little closer, but man, they already had 10 seconds plus on me and we're gone. But we're just gonna keep pushing forward and go on to Indiana and hopefully turn it up and not let these guys get away and maybe knock off a win.
Yeah, great riding for him. He's just not quite able to match this. As you see the AMSOIL race recap, Hedrick and Wienen went at it in the first moto. A couple of passes between the two of them, some big mistakes. Hedrick able to smooth out and eventually get away down the stretch here in the last lap. See, he has a nice gap built up, and the Pennsylvania faithful happy with that. Moto 2, it was just incredible. Hedrick and Wienen going back and forth in the lead again. Big crash here from Rastrelli. And Wienen and Hedrick going at it again. Just incredible the show they put on here. They are going at it again. Big case job and over the bars for Upperman. Luckily, he was okay. And here's Wienen and Hedrick going at it yet again. And this will be the final pass. Hedrick just didn't lift her on the outside until he was on the inside of a corner. Takes the lead. And with 1-1 moto scores, he is your new points leader in Mountain Dew ATV Motocross. Incredible. What's next? We're going to Indiana. Tune us in on Racer TV. For everyone here, I'm Jason Wygant. Thanks for watching.